Greetings to all of you and welcome to our podcast. We are Camila Parra and Alison Martínez, and we are students of the Bachelor degree in Foreign Languages. And today we are going to discuss a little bit about learning environment. For the reason, we create some questions that will guide this debate or a small discussion.
Yeah, so first of all, we're going to start talking about the definition of the term learning environments. So, I will say that for me, learning environments is a physical or virtual environment in which learning takes place. It can include all the physical spaces, the tools and resources available, the social interactions and relationships that students can have with their peers and teachers, and also the cultural and institutional factors that shape the learning experience.
Okay, that's good. I totally agree with your answer, and let's say something to complement your opinion. So I can add that it must be taken into account that there are two types of environments, as you mentioned before, the virtual one and the physical one, where the factors that can influence and complement this type of classroom or maybe the collaborative environment can change a little bit, but they have the same goal, that is to create a supportive and engaging space that facilitates learning and foster growth and development no matter if they are virtual or physical. Now let me think. Let's talk about the teacher. What do you think is the role of the teacher in the learning environment?
Oh, the teacher. So, I personally think that a teacher has a very important role in creating and facilitating a successful learning environment. For example, teachers must create a safe and supportive classroom environment because it's important to create a positive classroom culture that promotes learning, growth, and mutual respect among students. And also, the teacher has to foster student motivation and self-regulation where students can develop the skills and where the teacher can set goals, monitor progress, and stay motivated in their learning. Finally, a good teacher has to build positive and supportive relationships with the students and work to understand and address their individual needs and interests.
Okay, good. In my case, personally, I think that the role of the teacher in learning environment is very important. Generally, some people believe or some students believe that the teachers are only like a big brain of knowledge, but the teachers are not just like a big book of knowledge. Teachers are a guide, a coach, or a mentor. In the same way, teachers are in charge of ensuring that the environment is adequate so that the students are motivated to learn. Also, I think that in general, the teacher is the part that has the most influence on learning environments, along with the materials and the resources.
Yeah, so I think it's time to move on to another question. Continue with the part of influence or learning environments. What do you think the influence of learning environments in the learning of foreign language is?
Hmm, let me think. Okay, let's say that learning can be influenced by different factors for external and internal, where we have motivation as internal, emotional problems and problems in learning. And on the other hand, we have the external factors where it influences things like lighting, temperature, noise levels, and setting arrangements that is regarding the presential classroom. And on the other hand, talking about virtual learning environments, there can be some issues like the internet connection, the objects that can distract the students and motivated to learn virtually, the motivation to learn virtually, sorry, as well as the resources and virtual activities that teacher uses. Um, Now, what do you think about this question?
Um, okay, I agree about what you were saying because learning environments can have a significant influence on the acquisition of foreign languages. Factors such as availability of language resources, exposure to authentic language use, also opportunities for practice and feedback, and the teacher's institutional approach can all impact the effectiveness of language learning. So, a positive and supportive learning environment can improve students' outcomes.
Yeah, that's correct. I agree. Now, let me think what else can we ask? Oh, yeah. What are some effective teaching strategies that can be used to create an engaging and supportive learning environment?
Okay, I think there is it is really important to use like real world examples to help the students connect what they are learning in the classroom, so they can connect with the world around them. This can help to increase engagement and motivation within them. And also, I think that good, a really good strategy is to use different teaching methods like lectures, group work, individual work, and multimedia presentations because this helps to cater to different learning styles and keeps the students engaged.
Okay. In my personal opinion, I think that the main thing is to maintain an order in the classroom with respect to behavior in class. It is in face to face classes and take into account the two types of education, virtual and face to face. The teacher must maintain the attention of the students, the motivation, the participation, teamwork, evaluation, and feedback. And finally, he or she has to use didactic teaching materials. That's so important. And now it's time to change the question. Now let's focus on the virtual part of the teaching. What do you think? How can technology be integrated into the learning environment to enhance students' learning?
Mm, yeah, okay, technology. There is an important question. Nowadays, teachers must be in contact with this new technology because it can enhance student learning by providing like interactive and engaging learning experiences, and also to access the variety of resources and personalized learning opportunities. So I think technology can be applied by using all those interactive online tools that allow us to be more dynamic and also to apply the amazing gamification methods that can be applied using all these tools that are available for us.
Yeah, that's good. I totally agree with you. So, as a virtual teacher, we have to take advantage of all those resources that virtuality can provide, like tools to create slides, infographics, and all those online resources that can be helpful for classes, like videos, movies, series, audios, podcasts. On the other hand, teachers can use different types of interactive materials that can motivate the students to learn. For example, augmented reality, virtual reality, and different platforms like Teams, Meet, Zoom, and Classroom.
Yeah, it's nowadays it's really important to know how to use all those tools. Okay, so finally, let's talk about our personal experience. So I will start with my experience because yeah, I think it's really important to hear about this because in the practice file where I am in, the classroom is quite large, but it's quite noisy since when I'm giving my class, all the external noise is here, so I cannot keep the attention of the children sometimes because the noise is so hard. It's really, really hard and really, really loud. So I know maybe uh, the students are not focused on what I'm saying and they don't listen to me. So it's horrible because I have to hold my vocal cords to make myself listen. It's a very bad experience since outside the room there are many children playing, and inside the room all those sounds come. So it's very difficult to keep the order. And the only good part is that the chairs are organized in a circular way, and this allows me to apply many teaching strategies for the children.
Oh my god, I think that sometimes the noise in the classroom and the behavior are important part in this case because it is a big distractor for the students. Yeah. So
Yeah.
in my case, yeah, I have had some good and bad experiences, but in this case, I'm going to talk about a bad one in order to reflect on how the teacher should not act in a learning environment. First of all, when I entered the university, there was a teacher who made the class environment so horrible. It was one of those classes where you thought that if you participate and make mistakes, they will scold you. Well, but that's not all. Once, doing a homework with some friends, we had a problem and she accused us of plagiarism when we hadn't done it. And she was very rude and she told us something like that, I remember. Get out of the class, get out of the university, you have no future here. Get out of the career. So the previous situation refers to the teacher's attitude, which has a great influence on the language learning. Since if the teacher does not have a good attitude, neither do the students. And that's it, I think.
There was like a really bad experience on you because the teacher can't do that. A
Yeah.
teacher can't tell you that. So, oh, I'm so sorry to hear about that.
Yep.
Okay, Camila, do you have anything else to share?
I think that no, not really.
Okay, me neither. Me neither. So I think we've reached the end of our podcast. Thanks for listening. See you later. See you on our next chapter. So goodbye.
Bye.